is someone who illustrates how youth can really make a difference. Shaman started his own AIDS Foundation when he was just 15 years old. He's the perfect example of someone who acts locally but thinks globally. Up next is someone who illustrates how youth can...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Winning Seed 2024 live stream. We are very happy to have you all on board as we begin our third annual competition run. I'm Alex, and I'm a project coordinator at LetsStopAIDS. I have the pleasure today of hosting the event, and we are super thankful to have everyone here with us, whether it's virtual, at home, from schools, workplaces, and also to those watching from us at our live viewing party at the LetsStopAIDS office. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples of all the lands we are on, reaffirming our commitment to improving relationships between nations and understanding local Indigenous peoples and their cultures is very important. From coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, First Nations people who call this land home. LetsStopAIDS operates out of Toronto, the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit River, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. Please join me in a moment of reflection to acknowledge the harms of the past and consider how we can move forward in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. As we move on, I'm excited to share that we have an exciting lineup of youth leaders today who will be pitching their innovative and creative HIV projects. But first, I want to tell you more about LetsStopAIDS and the Winning Seed. For almost 20 years, LetsStopAIDS has been driven by youth leadership, youth advocacy, and empowering youth to play an active role in the HIV response, contributing to positive change in our communities. The Winning Seed invites youth aged 14 to 29 to propose a project idea addressing an HIV-related issue, focusing on one or more of the 3 UN Sustainable Development Goals: SDG 3, Good Health and Well-Being; SDG 4, Quality Education; and SDG 10, Reduced Inequalities. This year, the first place winner will receive a year of mentorship with expert mentors, $1,000 towards their project, and $500 prize money. Second and third place will be receiving an exciting mystery prize to be revealed later on. Each finalist will have 5 minutes to pitch their project, followed by 10 minutes questions from the jury. After all of the pitches, we'll take a short break while the jury deliberates and then reconvene to hear the results. This year, our incredibly talented finalists are Vicky with Rat Plus Swallow, proposing 2 poster campaigns and focusing on educating youth about PrEP and STI prevention. Welcome. Unfortunately, Justin and Jason won't be joining today. They had an unforeseen conflict, but our amazing second team is Shraddha and Raphael with Eureka Questscape, proposing a web-based gamified HIV education as accessible, engaging way for youth to engage with HIV awareness and advocacy. Welcome. Now I will introduce our jury. After each introduction, the judges are welcome to have about half a minute to share a few words. Our judges are Alicia Sanchez, the Youth and Community Engagement Specialist at UNAIDS. Alicia, do you want to have a few seconds to say a few words?
Hello everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. This is my second year as a judge for the winning seat, which I consider to be best practice in terms of promoting meaningful youth engagement in the HIV response and also promoting innovative approaches that and solutions that work for young people. So I'm really proud to be here representing UNAIDS and just convening our full support to Let's Stop AIDS in this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. And now we'll have Asia Gunthers, the lead trans and gender diverse people HIV prevention and health promotion at Ontario HIV Treatment Network.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Alex. I am so happy to be here. I'm proud to be, it is my first year for the grant competition judge, and it's a really opportunity to be here. Thank you so much.
We're very happy to have you. And last but not least, we welcome a former winning seed finalist and Let's Stop AIDS community outreach team lead volunteer, Arihan Boli.
Hey everyone, I'm Arihan. I'm one of the finalists from the winning seed last year. It's an incredible opportunity and I look forward to hearing all of your amazing pitches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arihan. That being said, let's move on to our first group, Vicky with Wrap plus Swallow. Vicky, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to share my slides real quick and we'll get started from there. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Vicky Kwong and I'm currently a high school student from downtown Toronto. As we all know, modern medicine has revolutionized our understanding and management of HIV and AIDS. Yet despite these scientific breakthroughs, the HIV stigma and even misinformation from the 80s continues to persist today, and it's creating significant barriers towards effective prevention. A 2020 study done by Emory University found that a majority of men who have sex with men in low-income American communities actually stopped taking PrEP due to being shamed of their religious communities or being outed as gay. In wealthier communities, forgetfulness and concerns about side effects are cited as the main reasons for poor adherence, with many believing that condoms are unnecessary when on PrEP. So in low-income areas, PrEP is seen as an admission of indecency, while in well-off areas, PrEP is trivialized and not seen as the life-saving treatment it really is. So it's no wonder that 38% of global PrEP users have suboptimal adherence to the drug. This is why, as a long-term advocate for HIV awareness, I've culminated all my research on intersectional advocacy and the mechanisms behind PrEP to produce Wrap plus Swallow, a dual campaign leveraging art to create lasting retention of HIV-based knowledge. First, the Wrap stream of public art and posters will promote condom use alongside PrEP. A 2021 study revealed that after people spent 2 years on a PrEP regimen, only 30% of individuals had regular adherence to using condoms. This decline wasn't just recorded in studies abroad, but it's been recorded in Canada as well. Within the past 10 years, there's been an 81% increase in gonorrhea cases in Canada, particularly antibiotic-resistant strains of STIs, and they're emerging. So by addressing the misconception that PrEP alone is sufficient for STI prevention, we can help create a solution to prevent future healthcare crises. The WRAP campaign will feature diverse models from LGBTQ+ and non-LGBTQ+ communities, short, evocative slogans such as "Prepping for the future, do it with condoms," as well as other QR codes linked with valuable resources on the differences between PrEP and condom usage. And of course, every single statistic will be backed by a reputable resource such as the Sex Lives Report by LetsStopAIDS. So the main goal in our campaign is really just in this WRAP stream of our campaign will really just be to increase widespread condom use for PrEP users, decrease the transmission of gonorrhea, syphilis, and other STIs that make individuals more vulnerable to HIV infection, as well as introducing PrEP as a treatment that's a supplement rather than a full long-term solution towards protecting your sexual health. So the Swallow stream of my campaign will celebrate current PrEP users and encourage adherence. The University of Washington's Department of Global Health found that in certain real-world settings, PrEP was even more effective than in the lab trials. And they found that it's likely because individuals were taught the mechanisms behind PrEP and were more willing to use PrEP more regularly and correctly. So by empowering stakeholders through education, we can significantly increase PrEP adherence and improve health outcomes. The Swallow campaign will include myth-busting segments on PrEP side effects and will include diverse models to represent all groups. For instance, both cis and trans women who aren't necessarily represented in many HIV-related issues. And we'll also include short testimonials from individuals facing stigmas related to, HIV and their PrEP use. So the main goals in this campaign are to eliminate PrEP-related stigma and introduce other stakeholders such as I said, cis and trans women into these conversations, which they're often left out of. And we're establishing the importance of PrEP adherence within stakeholders and dispelling concerns about, potential side effects that they may hear from their colleagues or their friends surrounding the use of pre-exposure prophylaxis. So our first steps in implementing WRAP plus Swallow in Toronto communities will be researching the areas with the highest risk of PrEP non-adherence or discontinuation. So we'll look at specific residential postal codes or, certain stakeholder frequented bars, restaurants, businesses, and place our posters and campaigns in those areas, particularly, bathrooms of university dorms or university campuses as well, because that's where these posters seem to have the most efficacy. And a $1,000 grant would completely cover the cost of both our first and second wave of 500 posters. So that would be 1,000 12-inch by 18-inch posters in total, which are very large posters for public display. It'll also cover consultations with the local HIV plus positive artists and other HIV experts, as well as commissioning a professional mural artist to create a wall art campaign on their stakeholder frequented establishment. So like I said before, we'll be releasing our posters in 2 waves. First in 500 posters, and the second will also be another 500 posters. And that's so that we can refine our approach and effectiveness of our campaign by tracking, metrics such as QR code impressions, link clicks, etc., so that we can make WRAP plus Swallow even more efficient in, increasing health outcomes. So our campaign aligns with both SDG 3, 4, and SDG 10, and your help as a mentor will help leverage our campaign to new heights and, reduce the spread of communicable diseases such as HIV and AIDS, promote quality education about PrEP and dispel myths surrounding its side effects, and overall just reduce inequalities by focusing on those affected by PrEP-related stigma and non-adherence. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to having your support in making WRAP plus Swallow a reality.
Sorry about that. I was on mute. Thank you, Vicky. I'm going to hand it over to the jury for questions. And if any viewers have questions, please type them in the chat.
Hello, this is Alicia here. I want to congratulate you. It was an excellent presentation. I have a couple of questions. First, if you have thought about the possibility of building alliances with a few sectors that may help you expand your campaign, perhaps local government, healthcare institutions, and particularly the engagement of civil society organizations or community-led organizations in the promotion of this campaign. And also the possibility of making this part of, or maybe, a component that could be linked to a broader initiative. So those are my questions. Just if there is any thought behind these possibilities. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your amazing question. One of my greatest concerns was thinking where to place these posters and where they'd have the most efficacy. And I've kind of reduced it down to, like you said, local health clinics and organizations that could help, progress my cause and progress Rap Plus Swallow. So I've considered that as well. But what's incredibly important is your guys' mentorship so that I could actually achieve these outcomes in a more professional way. Because like I said before, I'm just a high school student, so I don't necessarily have these connections right on the back of my hand. But with your help, I could fully leverage Rap Plus Swallow so that we can even expand our initiatives to other cities, other locales that may benefit the most from Rap Plus Swallow's initiatives. And yeah.
Great presentation. I just had a quick question. You mentioned the whole idea of quantitative measuring with QR codes and links. What do you plan to do with this data? So once you've already rolled out your 500 posters, and you get, for say, some QR clicks in some areas, how are you going to use this data? What are you going to do with it? And how do you see yourself improving with the next rollout?
That's a great question, Arihan. And I'd like to say that these QR codes are usually linked to certain resources like addresses for obtaining a PrEP prescription. So by seeing, these metrics on if there's higher PrEP medications being administered at these certain clinics or, certain establishments, we can establish that, these posters were effective in increasing, the adherence of PrEP, for instance. And also with the information that we gather, it helps us understand, which one is more effective in general in terms of, because like I said, we have two campaigns, the Rap and Swallow campaign. So the Swallow campaign is more quantifiable because we can see who is, filling out these PrEP medications. But with the condom usage, it's more going to be, looking at data surrounding gonorrhea cases, how gonorrhea cases have surged or declined with the rollout of the posters, or seeing how STIs have changed in their transmission. So it's more going to be direct in terms of the quantifiable part for the Rap campaign, but it's going to be very direct for the Swallow campaign, as will link resources for PrEP prescriptions. So.
Awesome, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you so much, Vicky. I congratulate on your project. It looks very structured. And what I also like about it is also kind of like coming together the comorbidity and syndemics of HIV, not only the looking at the prevention, kind of looking at the PrEP as prevention method. My question, and you kind of answered this as well, but what else other than like MSM population that in your target group you mentioned it will be mostly MSM and ACD population. So do you also plan to reach out beyond that key population?
Yeah, so with my research so far, I've gathered that many of these like PrEP campaigns in other cities, personally, I don't think I've seen many PrEP campaigns in Toronto or many Canadian cities, but I've seen them in New York City, for instance, and they're more focused on targeting African Americans who are MSM. But I've seen that with my research, the people who are actually most vulnerable to PrEP discontinuation are actually people who use intravenous drugs, females who are younger. and individuals who are dealing with substance misuse or mental health issues. So these are stakeholders that are often left out of conversations, and we're trying to target these people and eliminate the stigma that comes with PrEP usage for these people, because they really need to be heard, and all these campaigns are not targeting who they are as individuals. And I think that's really important.
So I also saw that there was a comment in the chat there. How would you find local artists to create this mural?
All right. So in terms of local artists to creating murals, I researched a few websites that are already established in terms of listing out the reviews and their previous work and seeing the quality of their work before hiring them. I looked at their rates, and about all of them have the $300 to $400 up to $1,000 for a professional mural. So with our the $1,000 grant, not only will we be able to produce 1,000 posters to place in these clinics, but we'll also be able to have this medium to small size mural made by professional artists through these websites, because there's plenty that I've seen so far for Toronto specifically. And I think there's specific websites such as Fiverr as well that help in connecting people with local HIV positive mural artists.
Great, thanks for your answer. I'm not seeing any other comments in the chat right now, but to our viewers, please do feel free to put some in there. And do we have any other questions from the jury? None at the moment.
I have a follow-up question, and it's regarding the linkages of the campaign and provision of services, because I think that linkage is really important. Would it be something in the campaign that would also guide people that would like to seek for these services? If not, if it's something that could be considered as part of the campaign, because it would be really great to use the opportunity to also promote and expand information about where you can access services.
All right, amazing. Yeah, I think, like I said before, we'll add more QR codes based on how to achieve PrEP medications. But I think what's at the heart of our campaign is really guiding stakeholders towards self-guided inquiry and making sure they're researching what's best for their sexual health. I've seen many campaigns that, like you said, the guiding force behind telling people exactly what steps they have to do to protect their sexual health. That's always good. But sometimes, and I've seen this with many public service campaigns, is that they force stakeholders to, only doing this, only doing that. And that's creating negative health outcomes for stakeholders. So I think our campaign is more focused on self-guided inquiry. And by doing so, we're empowering stakeholders to actually take advantage and research on their own to protect their own sexual health. So it's going to be a mix of both, but I think on the whole, we're going to be creating more self-guided approaches for our campaigns.
So I can see another comment in the chat. Can we put that on screen? As you're a high school student and still growing connections, what intersections with HIV awareness and advocacy have you had already that might be relevant?
Personally, I've already been working with many nonprofits, and specifically nonprofits that have been working with HIV and preventing AIDS transmission. And not only that, but I myself, I'm part of a group that doesn't really take, I'm an Asian American personally, so people in my community don't really take HIV and STI infections quite seriously. And I have an insider interpretation of what this stigma is like and how to combat it. So that's one of my intersectional approaches towards combating HIV awareness, towards combating HIV stigma, and emphasizing HIV awareness in these communities. And as well, I've been researching the HIV medications mechanisms and behind how they work. So by educating these stakeholders that value education more, we can talk to them about how HIV is really transmitted and how we can use drugs to actually prevent HIV transmission, rather than sticking onto anecdotal evidence from the 80s and hanging on to these stigma-based interpretations of HIV.
Great. So I see we actually have a couple more comments now. First, we have one from Shaman himself. What do you think will be your biggest challenge to launch Wrap plus Swallow?
I think the greatest challenge would be creating following guidelines and legislations made by governments to produce these campaigns, because I know there's a lot of regulations surrounding how medications that are prescriptive medications can be advertised to the public. So I've looked at the government website and found that only a poster can only have the drug name and its cost and weight and price, for instance, and where it would be administered. That's one type of poster that you can have promoting a drug. And for the other kind of poster, you can only mention a disease state. So you can only mention HIV or learn how to prevent AIDS, for instance, but you cannot mention pre-exposure prophylaxis in the poster, for instance. So there's two different varying posters that poster regulations that the government imposes onto poster makers. So I think this would be the greatest challenge. But personally, with the guidance of a mentor, for instance, I think these issues can be navigated very smoothly. Like I said before, I simply just don't have the resources right now to streamline these operations as best as I could. But with your guidance, I think it would be very achievable.
Great. And as our very last question for Vicky, we have one from Fernanda. Have you thought about connecting with the local government to have the mural created at a space where there will be more foot traffic instead of only in their location?
Mm-hmm. So for the murals, I'm thinking of placing the murals in perhaps not necessarily a high foot traffic area, because individuals who aren't familiar with PrEP or HIV awareness wouldn't necessarily pay much attention to it, but rather focusing on stakeholder frequented businesses and establishments and placing our murals there, because that's where Wrap plus Swallow finds its efficacy most potent, and that's where our desired outcomes would be more clear. But in terms of creating contacting with local governments, that's something that's always on my radar, and I've yet to complete, of course, but I'm really focused on achieving that as well, and as well as connecting with local health clinics and sexual health resources along with government officials.
Great. That's all the time we have for questions for Vicky. We're now going to move on to the next pitch, where we'll be hearing from Shraddha and Raphael, who will be pitching their project Eureka Questscape. Over to you both.
Okay, awesome. I just want to say, Vicky, that presentation was amazing. Okay, and now I'm going to see if I can present slides from the computer, from the PDF. Let's share screen. Okay. Yeah, this one. Okay, awesome. Okay. All right. So, you ready? Okay. Imagine a world where learning about HIV/AIDS is as engaging and rewarding as playing your favorite game. Our innovative gamified learning tool turns education into an exciting adventure, empowering youth with knowledge while breaking down stigma. This is Eureka Questscape, where kids can be heroes too. My name is Shraddha Lakshman, and my pronouns are she, her. And my partner is Rafael Carballo, pronouns he, him. And together, we are Team Eureka.
Now, you may be asking yourselves, what exactly is Eureka Questscape? First, let's talk about gamified learning. Gamified learning is a dynamic approach that integrates games into education, increasing incentive, retention, and engagement in classrooms, making learning a more interactive and enjoyable experience. Eureka Questscapes is based around this approach. It will be designed with a kid-friendly interface, ensuring smooth integration into school curriculum. It will have leaderboards to encourage healthy competition. We're also proud to offer bilingual experience with more languages to be added over time, making our website more accessible to a broader audience and ensuring that language is not a barrier for education. This will directly support Sustainable Development Goal 4, equality in education, making HIV education more widespread and discouraging misinformation among youth. We would also include a reward system linked directly into initiatives committed to stopping HIV/AIDS, aligning with Sustainable Development Goal 10, reduce inequalities. This educational initiative will not only raise the awareness of HIV, but also emphasize the importance of personal choices and their potential consequences, such as sharing saliva through food and drink. In this way, it will promote Sustainable Development Goal 3, good health and well-being, highlighting the importance of education in preventing the spread of HIV.
Oh, Lucina, one of our 2 mascots, has a question. Will you be able to save your progress in Eureka Questscape? It looks like Luca has an answer to this question. Yes, users will be able to create their own profiles with their own avatars, allowing them to see themselves represented in the platform. Because representation is so incredibly crucial among our target audience, that being 7th to 12th graders. We will also offer updated content such as soundtracks, customized digital apparel for the avatars, as well as new maps to keep the experience fresh and exciting. We are looking to design useful infographics and comics to enhance learning, which will be particularly useful to educators looking to integrate the resource into their curriculum. We would also like to voice act the characters within the website as well to cater to the visually impaired. And some of our characters will even have an Instagram page to foster a community around the platform and serve as a marketing initiative. We aim to make the learning experience not only educational, but also fun and personalized.
We anticipate the actual development to be cost-free and feasible within 1 to 3 years, considering the addition of features, the support of our mentors, and the potential partner companies that may enter into our website. Factors like debugging, troubleshooting, and personal commitments will influence our timeline, but we are committed to overcoming these challenges. While development costs are minimal, we estimate that a deployment and hosting cost of approximately $250 for 3 years of hosting.
So just imagine how much we can do with $1,000 when around $250 is good for 3 years for the website. Currently, our team consists of 2 dedicated students, but we invite you to join us in empowering the heroes of tomorrow. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Radha and Raphael. I'm now going to hand it over to the jury for questions. And again, if any viewers have questions, please type them in the chat.
Okay, I'll go first. Great presentation. I love the idea. Just a quick question. Sorry, my internet may have glitched out, so I may have missed it. But because it's dedicated towards making lives better for young people, I assume children, how will you deal with parents when kids want to come and play this game and learn about it, yet parents or guardians may get in the way with their stigma? Do you guys have a plan for this? Are you partnering with schools? What does that look like?
Yeah, so actually we went to the same high school, and a big reason why we're making it bilingual is because our high school is in Ottawa. It's Gisèle Lalonde, and it's a francophone school. So basically we plan to partner at first with our own high school because we know we have contacts within the school itself, and we know them to be a supportive community. And if we are able to integrate it into a curriculum, then we're hoping that we can kind of get some of the school boards on board. And I know right now that may be quite ambitious, but we believe that it's feasible and we can do that. And stigma is a huge problem, but the way that we plan to make our website is the target audience is for 7th through 12th graders, like we had mentioned. So it's not necessarily like a kids thing, but it's like, it's for the people to which the information would be most useful. Because when they are able to learn from the comics, the infographics, the trivia portion of the game, then they're able to kind of assimilate that knowledge and disseminate it in their futures. And that's kind of the whole point, is to build a community that is more aware of the problem. And in that way, we can dispel the stigma.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I also have a question, and thank you for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. It's regarding the type of alliances you foresee are necessary to develop the contents, because this is a very important area in which you
Right.
want to make sure that, the contents are accurate, are relevant, are acceptable by the target audience, and so on. So could you tell us a little bit more about how you plan to develop the contents? And also, the second question is about, are you planning to engage the target audience in the, to assess the needs, what kind of information the target audience wants to see on the platform, and what exactly they are expecting from this type of resource. Thank you.
Do you want to take this one? Okay. So in regards to your second question, we definitely do plan on taking feedback as we develop prototypes of the web application. So we will be hearing from students as well as the people that we work with as we develop the website. Rafael is currently studying in computer science, so he's going to be doing the bulk of front end, and we also plan on using some of the funding to buy a server on a cloud. So, sorry, do you want to talk about that?
Websites are very adaptable, so just adhering to people's comments and any kind of feedback that they may give us will be actually quite easy. So the website itself will be very, very updated. So every information that we may need, any information that we may get, or any feedback that we may get for the website will be updated continuously.
Mm-hmm. And given the fact that it is a website, in terms of resources and alliances that we can make, we definitely can communicate with and hopefully forge partnerships with other initiatives that exist already. Like we mentioned, I don't know if you have access to our proposal, but we had planned to kind of try to make partnerships with, for example, Product Red or HIV modernization movement and different communities like that. As well, I am in the faculty of dentistry at my university, and I do have access to a lot of the faculty within both dentistry and medicine. And so if at all, like I require help in networking or services in Vancouver or in Ottawa with other hospitals or other health sector related groups, we're definitely able to do that. That is very feasible. And we've given a lot of thought to this. And I think that it's definitely something that we can do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. I also have, well, my question was around the website design, but you already answered that pretty nicely. First of all, congratulations on your willingness to streamline your personal, experience in like web design and HIV education for a platform like this. I was wondering about specifics of the education material that you're thinking to make the youth engage. So have you ever thought of like any priority kind of topics or any priority topics on like youth and HIV awareness?
Yeah. So do you want to, I feel like I'm talking a lot. No. Okay.
More like what?
Okay. Yeah. So we did, and what we plan on doing is first creating a prototype and seeing what is more popular amongst the youth that we tested out with. And so we plan on making, different comics, different like map sections with different trivia on many of the different kind of subjects that there can be, like, safe sex and, did you know? For example, a lot of people don't realize that you can contract HIV from, sharing food with people where like the saliva from the spoon is contaminated, right? And so there's a lot of just education that needs to be done. And I feel like there's a lot of topics that can be addressed, and priority will depend on the students themselves, because ultimately it's up to them, right? They will become the leaders. And so they need to choose what they want to learn. Yeah. Sorry, Alex, you're just muted still.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I think we have a number of comments actually in the chat. So let's push one up.
Wonderful.
Tatiana says, how are you going to engage young people to come back and access the website multiple times?
Okay, so mainly we plan on trying to make it as like kid-friendly as possible, to be able to integrate it into school curriculums and stuff. Kind of like, I don't know if you would know about this, but for us growing up, we used a lot of like cool math games or different various websites in the computer lab time that we had growing up in middle school, high school. And we plan to make it a resource like that, where it's a game, but it helps people learn, and that incentivizes them. Things like leaderboards, similar to what you see in, for example, Kahoot or other similar platforms, make them kind of excited to learn, to compete with their friends. And like we mentioned, there's also going to be a reward system. So like, say on a level, you get 3 stars, and then the more that you accumulate, hopefully if we're able to do these partnerships with other brands, then we can use them to provide discounts, for example, for like apparel. Like you can buy a sweatshirt and the proceeds go to HIV research, for example, depending on which partnerships that we can have. And that there's a lot of kind of logistics surrounding that we'd have to sort out later on, but that was kind of what we had in mind as well.
Okay, let's see another comment from Serena. How will the game incorporate education about HIV? What is the object of the game for the players, and how will it be made engaging?
Okay, so we plan to make it more of like a trivia-based game. So within a level, you'll have lots of, like, say, like 10 questions, and they are like ranging levels of difficulty. And in that way, we can get individuals who play to learn more about the various topics, like we mentioned before, surrounding HIV education. And the way that it will be engaging is, well, the fact that it's a game, the fact that it's accessible, that it can be played by multiple people. Again, the thing with the leaderboards, there's like a healthy competition aspect in there as well.
Okay, let's see another question. I think we have a number from the audience. Okay, from Catherine, how do you plan to design the game for educational purposes? And the second part of the question is, have you considered your website capacity problems, since websites for games tend to have latency problems?
Well, the way we kind of plan to design the website to be made for educational purposes is basically, it will just be like a questionnaire kind of thing, quizzes, where we will have questions, responses, and if the person does not like know the answer or something like that, then the answer will be provided to them, or like the information can be provided to them on request, or we can even send them or redirect them to different links where they can find information, depending on the other partners that we may have. The capacity problems for websites and games, they do happen. But I've done a bunch of research on different hosting services and deployment services, and on different web design ideas that I could possibly use to be able to build this website in the best way possible. So at least a good number of people can enter the website and have the best experience possible. Up until now, I've been thinking of Scala hosting for a company to use their hosting services, because up until now they've been the one with the most updated servers, the most updated hardware for their servers. There are other hosting servers, other hosting services, but they use more outdated hardware from 2007, 2006. So those specific places, we are trying to like not use their services. Up until now, that's the company that I've seen have the best servers for the website, for it to have the best latency, best experience for whoever's going to use it.
And just to piggyback on that, Rafael here has made a website before, so we're not going in blind. We do have an idea of what is actually involved in all of this. And additionally, the website is intended to educate and empower young Canadians. So it's a project that will be impactful across Canada if we'll be successful, because myself going to university in Vancouver and Rafael handling things here, we have positions in both coasts.
Okay. Why don't we see one of the questions from Fernanda? Okay. Fernanda, how do you plan to integrate this game with the school curriculum, as it is an ongoing game that they continue to play/learn, considering sex ed at school only happens during 1 week of the semester?
Okay, do you want to take this one or should I? Okay. So we are aware of the fact that sex education in Canada is quite lacking at the moment, and that is something that gradually we would like to aim to change, because part of this project is also advocacy for youth that need access to updated sex ed resources, you know? And so we would like to try to integrate this resource into curriculums so that students will be able to have access to that unlimited resource, and they wouldn't necessarily just have that 1 week during the semester and that's it, right?
Amazing. So before we move on, any final questions from the judges? None? Okay. Those were all some very thoughtful questions. So thank you to the judges and thank you to our audience. Fantastic job to both of our teams who presented. Thank you again for all your pitches and the discussion. In the interest of time, we're going to keep moving on. I want to say massive congratulations to everyone for your pitches. It's so inspiring to hear all your brilliant ideas. And I would love to see both projects be realized. Now, I'd like to invite our judges to leave the studio and join their deliberation meeting. In the meantime, we'll have a 15-minute break, and that will have us coming back at about, we'll say, 12:35 Toronto time. So we'll be back at 12:35 to hear the results. We will have some refreshments at our office, and online we'll have some lovely Let's Stop AIDS videos for you to watch. So see you very soon.
One day, when you do become sexually active, you're going to need to know how to protect yourself. But this is something everyone will have to go through at some point in their life. And now you know, the only way to be 100% safe. I think that's all you need to know for now. Any questions? No? Great.
Up next is someone who illustrates how youth can really make a difference. Shaman started his own AIDS Foundation when he was just 15 years old. He's the perfect example of someone who acts locally but thinks globally.
One day, when you do become sexually active, you're going to need to know how to protect yourself. But this is something everyone will have to go through at some point in their life. And now you know, the only way to be 100% safe. I think that's all you need to know for now. Any questions? No? Great.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to hear from the judges very shortly. I want to thank all the participants once again. We recognize your efforts, amazing initiatives, brilliant ideas, and dedication to this cause. We would love to see both of these ideas come to fruition. Even if you didn't win this time, we're always happy to receive your ideas as young leaders striving to make positive change. There's always opportunities at LetsStopAIDS to be involved and bring your ideas to the table. I do want to address the fact that the third place team was not here. They did get in contact with us, and unfortunately they had an emergency with the cat, and the cat is very sick at the vet. So we understand that they're not here, but I do want to mention that the third place team unfortunately needs to be eliminated because they could not present. I want to hand it over to the jury to say a few words. And I do want to mention that we didn't have Colin Johnson here today. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to attend, but we thank our 3 jury members who could be here. So first, we will hear from Alicia for a few words.
Thank you, Alex. First, I want to really congratulate LetsStopAIDS for creating this opportunity and for supporting youth leadership and engagement in the HIV response, and for really creating that safe space in which young people can, participate, share their ideas, and really be part of the solution as change makers. This is a great initiative. Second, I want to congratulate the 2 initiatives that were presented today. I'm really impressed with the quality of the proposals and the level of evidence that was showed in the preparation of proposals. So I want to acknowledge the efforts that these two teams have made. Firstly, by informing themselves about the topic, what the needs are, and how to address the particular gaps and needs, and also for putting together a really interesting, well-developed, and well-documented proposals. And finally, for really being very effective at responding to the questions by the jury and by the participants at this event. It has really been a great opportunity. I just want to flag that both teams really did a great job, but one of them really stood up for the level of evidence, for the relevance of the topic presented, and really great approach that was presented. So I'll stop here, and I'll let my other colleague juries also present their feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. I'm now going to hand it over to Asia to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Alicia, and thank you, Alex. I would like to congratulate first LetsStopAIDS, and I think it's quite significant. We now see more and more youth initiatives in the HIV sector for engagement and outreach. And I also want to congratulate kind of specific, actions and steps of each project. Vicky, for your project, I love the idea of, how structured and feasible it is. And also, I think it was really important for me to see also that your projection is not only for one kind of specific group, but also quite diverse in that sense in your PR and engagement. And I also appreciate your effort and labor. I know that for both teams, like I congratulate on your, efforts in this because I know that it takes time to, to brainstorm, to streamline all this into writing and everything. So thank you for being here and participating. And for the Eureka Questscape, I think it's an amazing idea in terms of like peer-to-peer education and also kind of like peer navigating leadership. I think it was also kind of great to see how your personal and like student portfolios were kind of aimed to be streamlining to the efforts for this project. And I think you will utilize all these like opportunities that you have into this project for more and more youth engagement. And then we do need, like, it's very timely that we need both like initiatives for PrEP and also for peer-to-peer peer-engaged youth projects such as yours. So yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you all the jurists, and thank you LetsStopAIDS to including me in the discussion as well.
Thank you, Asia. And lastly, let's have Arihan say a few words before moving on to announce the winners. Go ahead, Arihan.
Well, first I would like to say thank you so much to LetsStopAIDS. This is really a place of opportunity. I found out that for myself through my work here, as well as with the Winning Seed. The opportunities that we've been able to create are incredible. So no matter where you leave off today, just be incredibly proud of yourself and keep your head up. As young people in today's world, we need to get used to rejection. It's part of the process. Take it with stride and keep moving. Both the projects were incredibly well thought out, incredibly well researched, and it was clear that each presenter really cared about what they were presenting. It wasn't done with any lack of detail. and it really just came down to ideas of feasibility and scope. So both of you should be incredibly, incredibly proud of what you've done. So thank you so much.
Okay, now we're gonna invite everyone to come back on screen. And while that's happening, we're going to move on to announcing our winners, and we'd like to preface that this year has been filled with so many talented individuals, and we're so impressed by all the ideas that we have received, not just from our amazing candidates today, but from all the submissions this year. Now, without further ado, we'd like to have Arihant share our winning lineup for today, beginning with second place.
With second place, we have Team Eureka Questscape, Shraddha and Rafael. Congratulations.
And of course, I think we know who first place is. So very much a congratulations to the winning team. Okay. From everyone at LetsStopAIDS, we're so excited to work with you on this project. We'd like to also share a great congratulations to the second place team. So a round of applause again for everyone. Fantastic. So I'll be in touch with you all this week regarding your prizes. But before we wrap up, I want to thank everyone at LetsStopAIDS who helped make this project happen, as well as all the collaborating organizations who promoted the contest, participated in the jury, and offered mentorship to the winning seed. And of course, I didn't forget a big, big thank you to Mona, a previous winning seed judge and mentor from Women's College Hospital. This is a surprise. She unfortunately couldn't be on the call today, but she generously contributed $1,000 to the program. So thanks to her, second place will be receiving $750. And the first place team will receive an extra $250. Thank you so much, Mona, for your contribution to make sure that both projects can get started. Big round of applause for Mona. Okay. Thank you to the audience members who joined today, and a big thank you to all the contestants, including those who didn't make it to the finals but had amazing.
Thank you so much for everyone participating and presenting.
And creative ideas. Without all of you, there would be no winning seed. So thank you to everyone who applied to the competition. Congratulations once again. We'll be in touch very soon. Thank you to everyone for attending, participating, or supporting us by tuning in. And we hope to see you all again shortly. All the best and have a great rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.